Good morning, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshine faces. I will show you guys what it looks like outside today in our winter storm that we got. It is still snowing. It's supposed to keep snowing. I have heard from a lot of people, including a sort of family friend who drives a snowplow. I heard that the streets are actually pretty bad. And so, like, even for the snowplows that are outside right now. We have a lot of snow, actually, which I showed you guys last night when it started snowing. I showed you guys last night before it started snowing, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, what about, what about this storm is supposed to be so bad? Because they had been talking about it, like, for a week, and they, there was no, like, snow. It was still supposed to start snowing, I think. Originally, I heard at 5 o'clock. And we had, like, 3 or 4 different times that my dad and my brother ended up checking the, like, snow forecast. It kept saying that it was already snowing, and it wasn't. At, like, 5 o'clock, I think 8 o'clock, and, like, midnight or something like that. It kept saying that it was snowing, and it never actually was snowing. And then finally, like, it was, like, in the forecast said that it was snowing, and I was like, it's not. So it was, like, supposed to start, I think, at 5 or 6 o'clock. And then it ended up going, it didn't start snowing until about, like, 1:45 or so last night, which was when I first got out of the shower. And so I showed you guys that yesterday. We finally had a little tiny dusting, and it looks like it has been pretty much consistently snowing since then. And the snow is, like, very light right now. It's not like wet snow, so it's not really sticking. It's just blowing all over the place. So we actually, you guys can see, we have some significant, like, snow drifts outside in certain places. And again, the roads look sort of bad too. So this is what it looks like now. If you guys had seen last night's vlog, we had a little bit of snow already, but yeah, it was nothing like this outside. This is sort of crazy. You guys can see, like, these cars are going pretty slow right now because the streets are pretty bad. There is, like, snow, like, it's covered them. And like I said, this tough part is that, like, normally when we get wet snow, it's easy to sort of, like, it's not moving anywhere, but because of this, like, I'm sure the streets have been plowed several times already, but because it keeps blowing back into the streets, and stuff like that, I feel like they're getting covered again. Plus, it doesn't help that the snow is still coming down. So yeah, we have got a lot, but you guys can see sort of there, like, snow drifts. There's snow drifts over there by the tree, sort of, too. And, like, just, like, generally, I don't know how well it'll pick it up, like, the shadows sort of that are being cast in the actual yard, but there is, like I said, sort of snow drifts around in here, and, like, even over there, there's sort of one as well. So yeah, guys, I'll show you guys the backyard maybe, and the dogs in the backyard a little bit later. They just went out actually before I got up, so that's why I wasn't able to record them. My dad took them out, but the one thing I wanted to do yesterday, and I should have gotten to it, was fill up the bird feeders, because I feel really bad for all the birds that are probably having to suffer through this and don't have any food that we left out for them because I haven't filled up the bird feeders recently. So like, there's still feed in that bird feeder right there, but I don't know why they, like, won't finish it off. If it's new and fresh, they probably will, but yeah, I don't know. And then on top of that too, it looks like there's a garbage truck trying to make it through. I don't know if you guys saw that over our neighbor's garage over there. There's a garbage truck that's trying to make it through. But I'm sure they're not slipping too much because they got a lot of weight behind those garbage trucks versus little cars that are out there that are just drifting probably all over the street. But still, like, that's not fun to have coming at you when the roads are probably very slick too. So anyways, yeah, guys, that's sort of what it looks like. We did wind up with a big snowstorm, just not when they said it was going to start, which was my big thing, was like, and they keep saying it's already snowing, and it wasn't, and now they can say it's snowing because it legitimately is. So anyways, I'm gonna go and get myself some stuff to eat, and some breakfast, and some coffee, and go, I guess, snuggle in for the day, because we're not going anywhere today. So guys, I don't have any dog footage of the dogs playing out in the snow today. I'll see if maybe I can get that, like, tomorrow or something like that. But because honestly, it seemed like every single time Jack took the dogs out today, or my dad took the dogs out, I was in the middle of doing something. Like, I was cooking dinner, and I was like, editing and stuff like that, so I was like, I can't really get up and, like, try and show you guys that right now. So yeah, that's why I don't have any other footage, but I will show you guys actually what it looks like outside right now, because it stopped snowing, I think around like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock, something like that. I don't know how much snow we ended up getting in total, but if you guys saw yesterday's vlog, we did already have snow outside. It was a little bit, like, I mean, it wasn't like a little dusting, but we did wind up having like a little bit, at least an inch or two of snow already out there. The snow from today ended up piling on top of that pre-existing snow, which was a little bit already. But I actually ended up getting to a lot of things today. Surprisingly, I sort of woke up a little bit late. We didn't wind up actually getting to like any projects or anything like that today. Like I was sort of expecting like, oh, maybe we could get to some attic cleaning or, you know, something like that. We didn't wind up doing any of that stuff. Everybody sort of had their own things that they needed to sort of get taken care of and all that. But I got more editing and uploading done today. I also ended up getting to some dishes, and then I also ended up actually pre-making or pre-setting out my planner for next week. Which was really awesome because I also ended up coming up with like other things that I want to make too. So I wanted to make like my plan, at least this is the idea. I think Monday I wanted to do chicken noodle soup because it's still supposed to be pretty cold on Monday, and so I wanted to do chicken noodle soup, and I wanted to do bread in the bread machine. So I have actually all the ingredients for that, but again, this way I have my plan set up for next week already, so that when we do the grocery shopping over this weekend, like tomorrow and over this weekend, I already know ahead of time like, oh, I need XYZ thing as well, so that again I can plan for that better. And then I'm also going to cook on Wednesday through Friday, also I think from like now on. So I have I think I did salsa chicken maybe on Wednesday, and then on Thursday I think I was gonna do, it's sort of similar to Hamburger Helper, and I have the meat already out in the freezer, so I'm going to do that along with those 2 packages. I think I'm going to do that on Thursday, along with, maybe that was on Wednesday. No, that was on Thursday. I can't remember. So on Wednesday, I was going to do that beef pasta, and I'm also going to make, I think like maybe peanut butter cookies, like from scratch. I want to do them in the KitchenAid because again, I noticed too, and the same thing happened last year, we had a lot of leftover like ingredients from Christmas, like baking ingredients and stuff like that, and honestly I don't want to just be like, oh, we'll just save them and use them next year. Like there's no reason why, especially now while it's cold outside, you know, why we can't make some freshly baked cookies. And so since, you know, like, and doing it just like once or twice a week, like, you know, and like I'm hoping the batch, I don't remember how big the batches from the KitchenAid mixer recipe books are, but again, like once or twice a week we won't wind up having like tons of leftover cookies or anything like that. But I honestly love making cookies from scratch, and I literally do not find it that hard at all when I'm using the KitchenAid recipe and I'm doing it in the mixer too. Like as long as I'm not the one that's having to stir everything all together and all that kind of stuff by hand, or even using the hand mixer, like just throwing this stuff in the KitchenAid and letting it take care of sort of everything is honestly very helpful. So like I said, I like doing that. So I don't know, I'm gonna plan on doing 2 different cookie recipes this week. I will see if I wind up getting to both of them. I'm hoping to, but maybe I might only wind up getting to one. And again too, that uses up some of our leftover, like again, Christmas cookie sort of ingredients and stuff like that. So like I said, I think maybe I might wind up actually only going with one of the cookie recipes this week, and then saving the other one possibly for next week, just because like we do have a lot of this stuff, but the only thing that I think we don't have a ton of is butter. For some reason we had a ton, and then I didn't really think we used up really that much, like maybe 1 or 2 things for like Christmas cookies this year, and all of a sudden I looked and we only have like 2 or 3 left, you know, like the sticks of butter. And so we had, I think, like I said, only like 3 packages of something like that left. So that was for Wednesday. Then on Thursday I'm going to do salsa chicken, and because normally Thursday I wind up going to the grocery store, I am just going to do a real quick, like also do like some one of those like nor rice sides or something like that, like a Spanish rice or something like that, where I can just real quick sort of cook that in like even the microwave, and then just do that with the side as well. Plus we always have fresh salad, like chopped salad and whatever produce we wind up getting for that week too. So like normally I will steam like broccoli, cauliflower, and baby carrots if that's what we had that week, or else I'll wind up putting out like pineapple that I cut up or oranges or whatever. So it's sort of like a whatever, you know, other side you want as well. But I try and also like pick one side that will probably go, like that's at least what I want to start focusing on a little bit more as well, is like one extra side sort of thing that will go with the like dinner also too, if that makes sense, like that goes along with it, like soup and bread, or again like the salsa chicken, which people do as tacos. Sometimes my mom will do it over salad. Jack likes to sometimes do it with just like eat like the main sort of like chicken part with like just chips, almost just literally as salsa, and just with chicken in it. And then so I was like, well, one other thing that we can add to like the side of that is like rice. So if you want to add it to whatever you're making as well, or you know, whatever that is, or just do it as a side, you know, that type of thing will wind up working. So that was for Thursday. And then on Friday I'm going to do barbecue chicken sandwiches, along with what's I gonna say, I think I'm gonna do peanut butter or chocolate chip cookies either that day or else the day on Wednesday when I do the what's it called, that beef stuff, I'll do that. So like I said, it depends. I might maybe get to both of them. I might only wind up doing one, but either way I'll just make sure that I have all the ingredients for either one, and that way if I get to both this week, if not, I can always do one extra for next week. So like the cookies aren't like the side dish for this week, but it's just like one extra thing that I want to make. And again, that's really to use up a lot of the ingredients that we have, because like the reason I decided to do this today was because I got so frustrated. I was going through the pantry and I was trying to find in our spice pantry shelf, I had all of the chocolate chips stacked up on that shelf because I didn't have any room for it on like the baking shelf, because we have so many chocolate chips. And we wound up using like we didn't do like the from scratch chocolate chip recipe this year. We ended up doing the recipe from like just like the box, not the box, but like the bags, like that already has all the dry ingredients in there. So we ended up doing chocolate chip cookies, I think, and the peanut butter cookies too, but we did them with, like I said, like the dry ingredients, so I didn't have to use up any of the chocolate chips that we have. And I was like, we have a crazy amount. So I might either do like the KitchenAid mixer recipe that is from like the manual, that's the one that I always use, or else the one from the back of the Toll House cookie recipe, and do that. Or like the peanut butter cookies, I'll probably use the KitchenAid recipe for that. I think I've done both of those recipes plus a handful of other ones, but those ones have always turned out really well and I've always liked them. So like I said, I might wind up doing those. So anyways, I set all of that out today, but like I said, when I got frustrated today and trying to get through the cabinet was when I was like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna go through this, you know, see what stuff we have a lot of extras of and try and use some of this stuff up. So again, get to some of those things that I can know that we can use. So again, like chocolate chips, that kind of thing, you know, I want to use that. If I can find a recipe, not necessarily like a recipe, but just like something else that I can use them for that maybe isn't cookies, because the only thing, like, I mean, I know I can use chocolate chips for a lot of other things, just like for melting chocolate, you can even use them for, like we could do chocolate covered strawberries, especially for like Valentine's Day, but like that kind of thing, like I could use those. But I'm trying to figure out recipes where I don't have to use butter, because that is the only thing that I feel like I'm probably short on and wouldn't be able to get through the batches of cookies that I can make with all of the chocolate chips and other ingredients that I have before I run out of butter. So like I said, I'm just like, that was my thought process today, and I was like, I really want to focus on like trying to make something like very like sort of special almost each day, that's maybe a little bit more like homemade sort of, even though like the dinners that I always make are normally like homemade, and then I do the freezer dinner stuff, but again, it's like stuff that I want to again maybe focus on a little bit more and be like intentional about making for dinner. Because like today I made mac and cheese from scratch, and I was like, wow, I just like being in the kitchen, especially too because we like picked everything up in there today. I didn't get to cleaning it today. I have to do that tomorrow, But like, you know, we wound up picking everything up today. I was like, wow, and the kitchen is so nice and picked up and cleaned and everything like that. I was like, I love being in here, but I want to have a purpose of being in there for like cooking like something, like I said, like each night, sort of intentionally like making, again, recipes or whatever and stuff like that. And Jack's also really helpful too about like helping with stuff, because like I hate shredding cheese for mac and cheese, but I absolutely love mac and cheese. And so today I was like, you know, and the last time we made it, when we made it last Wednesday, I was like, Jack, we can do mac and cheese, but I need you to shred the cheese for me, because that's the one part I can't stand. And while he's shredding it, I'm making the pasta and doing like, you know, the getting all the ingredients for the rest of the cheese part of the mac and cheese, you know, sort of all together. And so, like I said, while he was doing that, you know, I was working on the other stuff, but it was just helpful instead of me having to shred it, then make all the other food and all this kind of stuff. Then I baked it afterwards in the oven, and while I was doing that was while I was making my list for next week already. So I have to finish my grocery list so we can go to the stores tomorrow, but also too, so I have my planner list done for next week as far as freezer dinners and, you know, what I'm going to use and make and all that kind of stuff. So like I say, guys, that's why I feel like it's awesome that we got all this stuff done before Christmas this year, when we ended up cleaning out the pantries and organizing the pantries and the freezer. You know, when we did that 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, like getting all that stuff done was like, now I can finally like see all of the stuff that we have and be like, okay, how can I best use this stuff up and get through some of these things that we have. So anyways, I'll real quick show you guys what it looks like outside. Nothing really melted that much, because again, it's only been like a few hours since it stopped snowing. So this is pretty much how much we've gotten. It's finally stopped blowing, I think, but it was very, very light snow, so it was blowing all over the place. So we do have some like snow drifts a little bit. Nothing too crazy, like crazy bad. Like I remember in, I think it was 2011, because it was funny, it was the exact same time I was getting Facebook memories that I had 2 days off of school, I think, because of the snow from the snow days, like 2 or maybe 3 days. I know at least 2 days, because I saw that came up, like I said, in my memories, and it was the exact same day as this storm, which was nothing like that one from 2011. But the snow drifts were crazy during that storm. But these ones, like I said, are not that bad. We didn't get actually that much snow. The streets are already pretty much plowed and everything looks good outside. But like I said, it's just, we've got a decent amount of snow, so I'll real quick show that to you guys. So I left the light off in here. Hopefully you guys will be able to see pretty well. You guys can see the dogs have already tracked through the snow. But yeah, so that is about how much we ended up getting. Like, it's a pretty good amount of snow, like you guys can see too. Like there, it's up to, and again, this is in different parts too, so like you guys can kind of see it does do like some dipping and drifting a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Like when we, again in 2011 when we had this, it was like stinging up, it was past the deck. Like this isn't even, we got up to not even halfway up the deck really. So like I said, it doesn't seem like that much. Like last year I actually think we got, I don't want to say more snow, but the snow kept accumulating, so actually it was hard for me to walk underneath the little bird sanctuary over there because of how much snow we got. Like it was at least up to the buckets, or not the buckets, but like the planters that are out there at one point last winter. But that's only because, like I said, it was like we had like snow like this, and then we had like another big snow, and then we had another big snow, so it was like just like kept accumulating and never really melted. So if it was like this much snow plus we ended up getting more you know, on a different day or whatever, but I do feel like it was still a very significant amount of snow that we did wind up getting. Like if you guys can even see too, like on the roof, it probably looks like we got at least, I want to say, a couple of inches. But again, nothing like the foot or more that was originally said that we were possibly supposed to get, but I do think that that was probably a little bit more like south of us. Like I think that they said more like the southern part of Illinois, like not necessarily the suburbs, I don't know, but more south of like Chicago was supposed to get way more, so I don't know actually how much they ended up getting. But again, we did wind up with a decent to, you know, amount of snow outside. I'm sure the dogs have, Bliss at least, she loves the snow. This is probably like heaven for her. The puppies, I think they find it very annoying because it's like up to their stomachs when they run around out there. But like I said, it was a pretty good amount. Plus, again, also what we ended up having already out there. I think though, if it would have, like, the streets were really bad for a lot of the part today because, like I was showing you guys, like, even though it was snowing a lot, it wasn't, like, it was blowing a lot. And so again, like, they plow the street, but then, like, a lot of times it wouldn't even be the snow that's falling, it'd be the snow that's blowing back into the street, like, off of just, like, you know, the grass and stuff like that. And it would blow back into the street. And so, again, I heard that they weren't really that good earlier in the day today. So that's obviously why my dad was home from work, Jack was off of school, and like I said, you know, tomorrow everything looks like it should be back on because everything's fine. And the plows have been out a ton. I don't know if you guys are able to see too. I think a couple times I saw some lights going by. But again, I do think that it was bad just, again, like, because of the snow and sort of and stuff like that, but I don't really think we got that much. Like, again, it was a pretty good snow, but, and again, like, you could definitely tell the streets look really bad during most of the day today, but I didn't think that, like I said, we got like that much. Like, we got maybe only a little bit less than this the last storm that we had, which was right before all this stuff has been like melting. But that's why I think we've had like 3 sort of like storms, sort of, but again, the first one, I think all the snow melted. Then the second one was what was still left from like yesterday. And then this stuff that piled on top of it. But that storm was like last week maybe or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, we should be able to go to the grocery stores tomorrow. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to. But again, it's just, you know, like, I feel a little bit of a pain because there's gonna be snow everywhere. And so anyways though, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog and hopefully have a haul for you guys. If you guys did enjoy today's vlog, then make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.